Hi, this is James Gordon of October Library here with a tag video. Um, my friend from England, David from Dave's Book Review, tagged me in his tag video and asked me if I was interested in doing a tag video. So I said, sure, I'll do one after he did that nice shout out video for me. I thought it was only fair to repay him back for that video for helping me out. So for today's video, I'm going to be answering a bunch of questions, which are part of this tag video. So there's 16 questions in total, and this basically this tag video. Basically, I answer these questions. It kind of talks a bit about myself and what I like, and what I don't like, and stuff like that, and my other interests. So without further ado, let's begin. All right. First question is, what is your favorite musician band? Well, that's easy. My favorite band of all time is Slayer. One, in my opinion, the best thrash metal band ever formed, and I still listen to this day. I love all their albums. They are a band that, in my opinion, that has never made one single bad album. They have made like I like all their albums from the early stuff from the 80s all the way to the 90s and then all the way to the 2000s. I love all their albums. I listen to them all the time. My favorite album by them is Diablos and Musica, Latin for the devil in music. So that is my favorite Slayer album, and I've selected Overt Enemy as my theme song. Just one of my favorite songs on that album. Okay, on to the next question. What are your top three favorite films? This was really hard as I have so many films that I like, and to pick three was not easy. I kind of wish it was 5 or 10 so I could, have some more films to choose from, but I have to answer the question. So these are my three favorite films that I've picked. First, I'm gonna go with RoboCop, the original RoboCop from 1987, not that shitty remake. Ugh, still angers me that movie was remade. It didn't get remade, but one of my favorite films from the 80s. It is such a masterpiece. It's over the top, violent, a lot of memorable one-liners, and it's just a great film, and also one of the greatest satires ever of the 80s. It's such a great film. If you have not seen RoboCop, I recommend you check out the director's cut of RoboCop by Paul Verhoeven. It's a masterpiece from start to finish. I have seen that film so many times. I never get bored of it. It is so cool. All right, next film. George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead from 1978. Not the horrible remake. This was one of the very first zombie movies I saw when I was, I think, 12 or 13, and I after I saw that movie, I became fascinated with zombies, and ever since then, I've been, collecting books of zombies, video games of zombies, and even films of zombies. Well, there's not that many good ones. That's the thing, though. There's not a lot of good zombie films. There's a couple good ones here and there, but yeah, there's a lot of just bad stuff out there. But anyway, Dawn of the Dead, one of my absolute favorite zombie movies, and I actually own the Ultimate Dawn of the Dead edition, which has three versions of the film. It's got the theater cut, the director's cut, and then it's got Argento's cut. Argento Argento, the Italian director, because he helped George Romero with this film. So George Romero agreed to give Argento Argento his a copy of the film, and he can edit how he wanted it for Italy, which was under the title Zombie. I would love to get Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite zombie movies of all time. Whoops. All right, and the third film I picked was Heavy Metal. Again, this was a very influential film when I first saw it. After I saw the movie, I collected the magazines, which I got up here. I'll have to do a video where I go through my heavy metal magazines. I got a lot of them, but I don't have a complete set of the 80s. I have the first set, which is from the late 70s, and I got the first few 80s and some later editions, and I got some 90s editions with some newer editions. But yeah, after I saw heavy metal, I became more fascinated with science fiction, fantasy, horror, cyberpunk, and some bizarro fiction too. And Heavy Metal is a great movie from the 80s. Haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. I just got it on Blu-ray and watched it. It was such an amazing film. Okay, what's your favorite scent? This was kind of a weird question. I don't really have a scent, so I decided to go with a smell. And, I decided not to pick the obvious ones because everyone has their favorite foods and drinks they like to smell. For my favorite smell, it's old paperback smells, particularly Dawn books. They just have, I don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's just got that nice smell I like. So, all right. Next question. What are your what are your favorite Disney films? Well, I'm not a fan of Disney because I don't like them. They're a greedy company, so I don't like greedy companies. Um, so I decided for this one to pick Pixar because I find Pixar is better than Disney. I find their films they're more creative and more fun. Not all of them because most of them I find like too kid friendly. So I went with these three classics, which I really like the creativity of them. So again, all right. So for my three Pixar films, I'm gonna go with Toy Story 1 and 2, and Monsters Incorporated. And the reason why I went with these films is again, it's just they're very creative, they're fun, the stories are well thought out, the well developed characters. Like the first two Toy Story films, I really like. When you're not in the room or whatever, you're out somewhere, and the toys come to life, and they do, and they basically do things in secrecy, like things they do in secret, and it's just I really liked it, and they're like the way the characters think and what they do. I really like. The first two Toy Story films are a lot of fun. I'm not interested in the third one or the series. It's just kind of got a little ridiculous. But the first two I really like. Again, very creative, like Pizza Planet. When I was getting pictures of that film, I actually noticed some horror film references like Alien and The Shining. I was like, oh, that's really clever. Those animators to sneak that into those films. The second one's a lot of fun too. And for the third Pixar film, which is one of my favorites, Monsters Incorporated, I really like this film. I like the idea that basically there's an alternate reality. Well, no, yeah, an alternate reality, and monsters live in it, and basically they enter the human world to collect children's screams to power their city. And if they break a rule, they get banished. And it has like the backstory of where Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, and the Yeti, all these other creatures, basically where the monsters got banished and they got sent to Earth. It's just a fun film again, very creative, like the characters. And the way the films looked in both, like all three, like the way they looked, I really liked the computer animation at the time for like the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. Just really good looking, like very beautiful looking software and CGI. All right. Next question. What is your favorite season? Fall. I prefer fall, even though as much as I like spring and summer, my only complaint with summer and spring is that it gets too hot at times, and a lot of bugs are out, like bees and stuff. I don't like those type of bugs, so I'm gonna go with fall. It's very nice and cool. I like the atmosphere, especially when the trees are different colors, and I just like fall, just the way the season looks, and especially October, where it's very spooky and Halloween. So that's my favorite season. All right. Okay. Favorite? Do you have a favorite shirt or article of clothing? Not really. Like, there's a lot of like cool shirts and other stuff I wear, but I don't really have a favorite brand of clothing. Just I like wearing cool stuff. I don't like wearing suits a lot. I prefer wearing shirts and stuff. I do have some nice leather jackets and trench coats I like wearing, but as long as I don't really have like a favorite brand of clothing. Just like certain type of styles, basically. All right. Okay. Next question. Who was who is your favorite offer? Again, this was really hard just to pick one offer when I wish it was like five or more because then I could have like more offers to choose from. So for this question, I decided to go with the very first author that got me to science fiction, Phil Dick. He's one of my favorite science fiction writers and one of my favorite authors. He's a very creative, ahead of his time author that just did things no one else was doing at the time when he was writing his stories, and they're very influential. They have a lot of important messages and meaning, and just very creative writing structure, and imagination. So, for my favorite author, Phil Dick. Okay. All right. Next question. Do you have a favorite spot for reading or writing? This one's easy. It's basically here in my room because it is nice and quiet. And when I'm reading my stories, I can read in quiet. I don't have to worry about being distracted by outside noise or anything. And when I'm especially doing my book reviews, when I'm reading, I basically read a book and then I just type out what's going on in the story during my review, which makes it so much easier. As if I was to read somewhere else, I would have to memorize what I've read, and then add to the story, and then I would have to go back and add that, which I used to do before, but I don't read in public places or anywhere else. Mostly because of noise and distractions, and I can't focus when I'm reading. I need quiet so I can visualize what's going on in the story, and I can understand, so I can focus what's happening in the story and understand what's going on. For writing, again, it's here in my room. I like to write stories for fun, so. And when I write stories for fun, sometimes I write in quiet again, where I just like silence, or I do have a wide range, a selection of music. I like to listen to thrash, death, doom, black metal, 80s synth pop. Oh yeah, what else? Techno music, horror music from both video games and movies, and sometimes when I'm in the mood, just like symphony music, like really old symphony music. Just whatever I'm writing, whatever mood or atmosphere I need to write, that's what I pick. Whatever music I need to get in the zone, basically. All right. Okay. What's your favorite food or dessert? Pizza. It's one of my favorite foods. I have others, but I decided just to go with an easy one. Okay. What is your favorite time of day? The day, mostly noon and stuff, when the sun's out, and as much as I like the night, but I kind of prefer the day. I like both night and day, so. Okay. Your favorite color? I think it's quite obvious with my room, blue. Blue is my favorite color. For the reason why I just like the way it looks. I like blue. It's such a nice, beautiful color. I like it. All right. Your your top three favorite YouTube channels. This was not easy. I have quite a lot of YouTube channels. I used to have more back in the day, but I've been unsubscribing to some channels as I'm just not pleased with their content or their lack of inactivity or just some other things. But anyway, these are the three channels I picked, and I decided to go with like three different ones so to kind of keep it different. I decided I didn't want to pick all like book channels and stuff, so I went with three different ones. So the first one I'll go with is Mr. Nightmare. He is a horror channel that does true horror stories, mostly of gets like subscriber like email sent to him, and he reads out these true horror stories and stuff, and he has images to go along with the story while playing creepy music. I discovered his channel when I was when YouTube was becoming bigger, and I just discovered like a whole bunch of these other horror channels, like Lazy Masquerade, Doctor Horror, Corpse Husband, and a whole bunch of others. And I feel Mr. Nightmare is one of the best. He has really good stories. I like his music and background images. They're really cool, and some of his stories have just been story inspirations for me, and I really like his content. So that's one channel. My second favorite YouTube channel is Paperback Mania. Um, this is one of the very first book channels I discovered when I was. I remember one day I was on Facebook, and someone was I think it was Leon himself. He was sharing his book reviews on a on a book group that I used to be on, but which I'm no longer part of. And when I discovered his channel, he had a lot of interesting books he reviewed, and one of the very books that he did a review of, which I managed to get a copy of, was Chainsaw Terror, and thanks to him, I had now discovered that book and many other books from his channel. I really like Leon's channel. It's a very fun channel. He's kind of like me. He's very laid back. He doesn't go over the top with his reviews. He's honest. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, which I really like, and he gives you his honest opinion, if he really liked it, if it was okay, or if he didn't like it, which is how I am basically when I do my reviews and stuff. I'm honest. I don't sugarcoat something. I don't lie. I give you my honest opinion of the book of a book if I liked it or not. And that's what. And Leon and Leon's done some other things on his channel which I really like. He did uh, some movie videos which were really interesting, and then he did a video of like a bunch of shirts, a bunch of like horror shirts he had, which is really cool. And the other thing I like about Leon's channel, when he does his book hauls, he gets all these cool books, and not just horror. Like he gets some science fiction, post-apocalyptic fantasy and stuff, and the covers he picked are really cool. That's the other thing I liked about Leon's channel. He's done a lot of videos, and that's what it was one of my inspirations to do this channel. It's a really good channel. I recommend you check it out. However, he's on hiatus. I don't know when he's gonna come back with a new book review or whatever. That's up to him to decide when he's ready to come back. He's been kind of been taking a break as 2 years ago when this stupid pandemic happened. It just basically it brought the whole world to a grinding halt, and it just affected everyone, including Leon. So he's been taking a break, and he's a high school teacher, so I can imagine it's not an easy job. And so I am hoping one day I'll get a notification that says Leon has posted a new book review, and when I see that notification, I'm gonna click on it immediately. So that's my second favorite YouTube channel. All right, and my third and final one is George L 909. I don't know much about this guy, but he basically is a person who just makes music on the side for fun, and he posts his music. And lately, he's been posting a lot of new music, and I really like his stuff. It's very like industrial techno music, and I discovered his channel like years ago when I was writing a story. And I was going to use it was going to be called Toxicity, and I typed it on YouTube just to see what happened. All of a sudden, this song popped up. I thought it had a really cool thumbnail. I thought, "What's this?" I clicked on it. I really liked it, and that's why I discovered his channel. And I downloaded a bunch of his songs and made it into an album so I could listen to. And he did a lot of music, and then he kind of went on hiatus for a bit, and then he came back, and he's just been pumping out like new songs frequently, and it's such a great music I like to listen to, especially when I'm writing or drawing or whatever. So that's my my third favorite YouTube channel. All right, next question: what's your favorite musical or play? None. I don't really have any. I was thinking of using a film because this is the only musical film that I like, which I'll throw that out right now, is Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Flint Street by Tim Burton, which is one of my only few films I like by Tim Burton, that and Sleepy Hollow, but that's the film. I actually do have a video of the original musical back in '79, so I have to watch that sometime. But um, I don't want to say that because I haven't watched it yet. But for what I remember, Tim Burton said he focused more on the violence because he felt that the musical didn't really focus that much on. He felt that was an important element to the story. So that's my favorite musical film. But as for a musical itself, I'll have to watch that Sweeney Todd one, see what I think of it. All right. Okay. What's your favorite place you visited? I haven't really traveled a lot, so I've only been to a few places. I've only been to one province, Quebec, back in 2008 when I graduated from Princess Margaret. It was kind of like the school trip, and that was a fun trip. Quebec, it was kind of it was a good place. I do remember the cool mall they had where it was this big huge mall. They had all these stores. There was a roller coaster. There was an ice skating rink, and it made me think of Dawn of the Dead. Oh, I think I saw that movie earlier actually. That's and I did get my one of my very first Stephen King movies, Christine, from that mall, so I had a good time. Oh yeah, and I got Jaws Unleashed, a video game. That's such a fun game. So that was a cool place. And then I only been to two parts. I only been to one state, but two different parts of it. Florida. I went to Orlando back in 2004 or five to Disney World. Had a good time then. Then back in 2019, me and my mom we went to Fort Lauderdale, and we had an alright time. I went to a cool bookstore, but I was really hoping to go to more bookstores, and we only were able to go to one. So I really don't have a favorite place I'm gonna pick. David picked Florida in his video, so I didn't want to pick Florida for mine. I wanted to pick something different, but I really haven't traveled that much. And thinking about it, I don't know what places I really like to go. Like I would love to go to the Caribbean, see the tropics. That would be cool to see that. Go to England and like check out the famous landmarks and visit the bookstores too. Um, I'm not sure where places like to visit. I was thinking like if I ever go to like California, I was thinking like going where Leon lives, so I can check out all the bookstores he goes to because he gets so many good books from his channel. So I was thinking like if I go to like California, I think I don't know what part of California Leon lives in, but excuse me. But I would like to visit the bookstores he goes to because he gets a lot of good books there. I was thinking like Arizona, like the deserts. I really like the mountains and stuff in the desert canyon and Nevada too. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, there's so many places. I think that's something I'll have to do one day. Oh yeah, I've been to Toronto a few times, but um, no interesting landmarks there. So yeah, I don't really have a favorite place, unfortunately. So I'm not kind of unable to answer that question. All right, and the last question: who do you tag? So I decided to go. I picked two people to tag in this video. I'm going to tag Alex from the Bookworm of the Damned and Brian the Horror Shark. Um, two book channels that do a lot of horror and other stuff. I'm going to tag both Alex and Brian in this video. So if you guys are interested in doing this video, I will leave the questions in the comments in the description below if you're interested to answer them. If you if you don't want to do the video, it's okay. I had to pick two people, so I just chose you two. If you're interested in the video, I have the questions in the description below. If you're interested in answering them, if not, that's okay. I just had to pick someone basically. So, all right, that's it for the video today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to October Library, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook group of the same name. A place you can post your review fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.